So I stumbled on a clip from a documentary called Bill Moyer's Journal. It is Rosedale the way it is. It is archive footage of people in New Jersey and Queens in the 1976 and 1978. The subject as then as now was race. At one point in I think in the 78 clip, someone, a black family, had moved into a white neighborhood. And of course, this is not Mississippi, this is not Arkansas, this is the Northeast. And it's popular to believe that these kind of things played out only in the South, but they did not. It was in the Northeast. And then there was another clip of young people in Queens chasing black people away, calling them niggas, spitting on them, kicking on them. And it brings me to where we are today, because it's called Rosedale the way it is. And I think that we would be remiss if we didn't talk about all the change that has been made, how America has evolved and how it has grown and how it has changed. And there's so many more nuances than there used to be. But one thing remains. When you look at the angry faces, the contorted faces of people calling you names and saying you don't belong here and saying some of the things you hear even right now, you wonder what happened to those kids that were chasing those black kids away. Now, those kids weren't ashamed. Those kids did it out loud. They called them niggas. They spit on them. They shouted at them. They derided them. And I imagine that since it was if there's a clip of it, somebody saw it somewhere. I guess their parents may have. I wonder what they were taught. I wonder, did they get were their parents angry with them? Did they chastise them? And I think it's ridiculous to believe that people can't change. We change all the time. We become different people based on our experiences, where we live, who we love. We grow. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about how some of those people can change. But I look at them and I wonder, did they all change? Because to change, you have to have something, some resonant thing, something that makes you think differently or act differently, some emphasis for that change, some idea, some notion that is struck in you, and it becomes so overwhelming that it compels you to change. And I wonder what that moment was for them. I wonder, did they become different people? Did they teach their children different things? Did they have a different way of thinking? Change is good. I mean, I know that I changed. I remember I used to feel that only people who lived in a certain neighborhood were worthy of my love, affection, and respect. I feel horrible about that. And I've worked the rest of my life to show that I've changed in that regard. I watched Rocky change when he beat Drago. If you can change it, I can change it. We can all change. I've watched those things. Change is hard fought and it's resonant. But absent change, we stay the same. I saw those children, and I wonder what happened to them. If they didn't change, did they become police officers or loan officers or teachers or lawyers or people who refuse to hire or landlords who refuse to rent? If they didn't change, did they teach their children the same thing? Did they teach them how to hate and how to spit and how to belittle? Did they become different people, or did they become the same people they are now? I defy you to look at that clip and tell me you see a discernible difference between that clip and what we see at Trump rallies. If those people didn't change, then they grew to become that thing. Angry, vitriolic, judgmental, hateful. Those people were able to kick and spit on children and to not feel any shame about it. Did they go home and their parents said, attaboy? Did they beat? I don't know what happened. But I know that is America. If those people are still alive and those people didn't change, they became something. Those people, some of those same people, may have sat on the jury that convicted the Central Park Five. Those people, some of those same people, said it was okay to jam a plunger in Abdul Muima's ass while they were police officers. Those people look the other way. Because those people can see violence visited on children and say nothing about it. Change is hard. Change matters, and change should be rewarded, and it should be noticed, and we should understand how hard fought it is. But absent that change, this is what we have. Is that really much different than what we see right now? Is it really much different than what you watch going on right now? That was Rosedale the way it is. We can talk about any number of cities. Those people could sit on juries that say it's okay for Eric Garner to be killed. Those people had children. And if they did not change, then those children will embody and imbue some of the very same things their parents did. Their parents, they watched their parents beat and spit and cry and shout and deride, maybe they don't do it anymore. But if they haven't changed, they're the descendants of the people who would watch children in cages without toothbrushes or food or clean or soap and turn the other way. Absent change, they are exactly the same people we're seeing right now. No, they don't kick and spit. Or they don't walk down the street in front of news cameras. They get on social media. They go to Trump rallies. They pretend like they're better than everybody else. They pretend like everybody deserves it. Absent change, then they are the embodiment of the things they have seen around them. I wonder if they haven't changed. Because if they haven't, the more things change, the more they stay the same.